Deadwax. Welcome, all you Newfoundlanders, to the Deadwax Show. Get out of the groove and get into the Deadwax. And everybody, this is going to be a very exciting episode because I, Waffles, am joined by two men that make every single moment of my existence better. And that is my older brother and best friend, Stooge, and our special guest, Rody Walker. Gentlemen, how are we today?
Doing great. How about you, Rody?
I am just having the best day, and I'm so glad to be here. Just pleased as punch.
Pleased as punch. I'm so excited. This is going to be great. Rody, to explain the smile on my face, will you please intro yourself to the people that are watching, who you are, why we're so excited to have you?
Well, I can't explain why you're so excited to have me, because if you knew me better, you wouldn't be. But my name is Rody Walker. I am a stay-at-home boyfriend to my wife, and I father of one. General just piece of human garbage, non-recyclable. I sing for a band. The band is called Protest the Hero. We were relatively successful in the mid-2000s, specifically in Canada and pockets of Europe. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just a general bag of, did I say a bag of garbage, non-recyclable?
Yeah, you did, but it's worth repeating.
And that's like a prerequisite for being on our show. I think that's generally what people expect.
We need like a level of scum on us.
And
exactly.
And it seems someone's being very modest as well. So, but yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'll turn it over to you, Waffles. But like, yeah, Rody definitely has a lot of cool background experience in music, to say the least. And I think being moderately successful. You guys have a Wikipedia page, so
we do have a Wikipedia, but I don't personally have one, and I'm fucking a little furious inside about it.
I think
that's our assignment today. That's the assignment today. Give it about 2 hours, Rody. You'll have a Wikipedia page. Yeah, Rody is the singer for Protest the Hero, and if anybody is familiar with my internet content, Protest the Hero is one of my favorite bands. Not even just like oh my gosh, Greta Van Fleet, they're one of my favorite bands. No, like legitimately, Protest the Hero is one of my favorite bands. So this is a very big moment. And also, I have interacted with lots of our followers and listeners. We have a lot of Protest the Hero fans as well that watch the show and listen. So this is going to be humongous for very many people.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, man, this is going to be great. And also, we met Rody on TikTok, of all cursed apps on the planet. We met through a children's lip syncing app. Rody, why did you even start on TikTok? Like, why TikTok?
I love TikTok. Social media is very stressful. You know, like I'm in a band, and like I have to constantly be like trying to promote myself and be like, check out this new fucking thing that we're doing. I'm all the while like combating the like horrible like misinformation that my extended family are just like throwing down everyone's throat, being like, you know what, maybe we should listen to what Putin has to say. You know, like that kind of like horse shit propaganda. So social media is like the worst. I hate it. It's like it feels like work, and it also feels like learning to hate people that I already hated in the first place.
Yeah.
But TikTok is very different, because to me it feels like you get out of it what you put into it. You find out kind of who you are. Like it's so like curated to you and what you interact with, that it's like if you're a toxic person, you're gonna see toxic things, and if you're not a toxic person and you interact with you know, like joyful stuff and stuff like that, that's what you're gonna get. And I get a combination of the two, because I do have just a very toxic side to me, but I think the joyous side of me and the happy side and the artistic side led me to your TikTok, where, you know, I saw what you were doing, and I was like, this this guy loves music. He loves collecting vinyl. He loves this specific type of music. I gave you a follow, and all of a sudden you were going, boom, hey, Rody, there you are. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, to say that I shit myself when I saw that you followed me is not even close to an understatement. Yeah.
Well, you came up in my FYP a bunch of times, and then I was just like, every time this guy comes up, he's talking about a band that I like, or he's showing me a record of a band that I'd never heard of, and I'm checking out, and I like it. I just want to follow this motherfucker immediately.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I could die.
That's Waffles. He's anybody who gives him a follow, he'll slide right into those DMs. He is not shy about that.
Oh yeah, Stooge. I think I DM'd you like seconds after you followed me.
yeah, he was immediately in there. So
yeah.
And I think Waffle's definitely a good example of someone who like I feel like sometimes people try to use social media for either clout or attention. And I'm sure both of us, or maybe all three of us, do that to an extent as well. But like Waffles does a really good job of going the extra mile, and like making friends and connections and stuff like that. So
thank you.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I would have ever been one to initially reach out to him. I'm almost positive it was you who reached out to me, and that's how we ended up meeting, was through TikTok as well. That's how all this came about.
TikTok is the sick talk, man.
Oh my gosh, TikTok is the sick talk.
It's gotta be a shirt. That's gotta be
the
a shirt.
tattoo. Yeah. Just
Well,
across
you
my
just did
lower
it.
back. Yeah. Across my lower back with a fairy on each side. It's gonna be great. But seriously, it's funny how TikTok, like you said, it is general like stereotype. It's very cringy and it's teenagers dancing. But like you said, its algorithm is so complicated that it makes the content you see fit to what you enjoy and what you like and what you interact with. And so I've heard many people like, oh, TikTok sucks. And it's like, my brother in Christ, you're the one that makes it suck. Because it's what you choose to like. So
it
if
sucks
you don't
for
like
you because
TikTok,
you suck.
Exactly. So if you just find a way to like the things you actually like on TikTok, you'll go down a rabbit hole that'll lead you to some of your best friends. So there you go.
Here's the one thing. A lot of people, like, you hear these older dudes, and I'm saying older dudes, like I'm talking almost 40 for Christ's sake. But like you hear people that are my age being like, oh, TikTok's for kids, man. It's just kids dancing. That's all they say. They go, oh, you don't want that up. It's like, what's fucking wrong with dancing?
Seriously.
You don't like dancing?
Yeah.
Like, you know that couple? There's a married couple on TikTok. They're just like, they just dance all the time. They're like super popular. It's the most fascinating shit in the world. It's so amazing. It's dancing. It's joy. It's wonder. It's happiness. You don't like that? You don't like that? Go fucking dig a hole and die in it.
In fact, today Brennan Murphy from Counterparts, he tweeted that he was just like, you don't like TikTok? Oh my gosh, do you need a medal? Should we tell everybody? That's so crazy you don't like it. Yeah.
Cool. Stick to Facebook because that's where you belong with the rest of the degenerates.
Yeah.
Just like
seriously.
Take your fucking negativity and keep it there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Do you know him personally, Rody? Brendan Murphy? I have this in my mind that all Canadian bands know each other. So
we've played with them before. We are under the same management. I think we're under the same management. I think he's with Rich and Tandem. I know a bunch of people that he knows that we've never really fucking crossed paths.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We probably have, but just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We never toured together, and it's like they sort of blew up as we were sort of slowing down.
Yeah.
So had we toured together, I'm sure I would know him quite well. But
there you go.
And Comeback Kid, we met them in Europe like just a handful of years ago, and it was just like, it's so fucking weird, like hanging out with them with some schnoof tobacco, going, "Hey guys," and like we're both Canadian bands that have just never crossed paths in Canada.
That is
like,
so funny.
There in France, just like, what the fuck is going on? Why have we never met before?
Seriously, because Comeback Kid and Protest the Hero been around for a minute, so like,
I love Comeback Kid so much.
Yeah, fantastic band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that scream that Andrew has, like, it is like the OG scream. Like, everybody is trying to emulate it right now.
Yeah.
And like they just, he doesn't get enough credit for it because it's
seriously,
like, that scream belongs to him.
I swear I didn't do this to kiss your ass, but I have a bunch of Canadian records behind me, like Propaganda, Despised Icon, Cancer Bats. Just because I felt it was appropriate. So.
Fantastic bands, all of them. Propaganda is my very favorite band.
This is very true.
I did one too to kiss ass
Oh, Rush?
intentionally. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I had Rush makes beer. That's like a small craft brewery beer, and I had one last night. They have one that's just a lager. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But they have one that's called Moving Pitchers. Like a
Oh,
pitcher
that's
of
Oh, like
beer.
awesome.
pitcher. Yeah.
Really funny. But I bought it. I bought it yesterday at the LCBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, of course. And the guy says to me at the counter, he's like, "Oh, you got this one?" I was like, "Yeah, it's really funny, and it's Rush." And he was like, "Make sure you drink it last." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Because it's 14% and it's fucking disgusting."
Oh wow.
And he was right. It was.
It was
I only drank a couple.
14%.
Was it
Dang.
gross?
It was disgusting.
Nice.
It tasted like. Have you ever tried Le Fin de Mont? That is super Canadian. It's like a fortified wine beer.
Gotcha.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I like beer. I don't.
Yeah.
Like
I knew that
wine
like
beer.
yeah, some of those I think the guitarist, I can't remember his name.
Alex Lifeson?
Alex, yeah. I think doesn't he like own wineries and is like a winery kind of
Yeah.
like
He
connoisseur.
owns huge parts of Canada.
Really?
He might as well. They're fucking royalty.
They own Canada, yeah.
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 He just has a province, just his.
I'd give him one.
That would be
I wouldn't
cool,
give him
yeah.
a good one. I'd give him New Brunswick. It's just right.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
So for the next part, we just want to go over some pickups we got this last week. That's been our thing. We're trying to do is records that we picked up this week. Stooge, do you have those records ready to go?
Yeah, I'll show mine real quick. I just got two I want to share.
Okay,
First one I
here
got
we
to do is, of course, the new Jack White album,
Yes.
Fear of the Dawn, and I got the vault pressing, so it's got like that
sick.
midnight blue color. Sorry if there's a little reflection; it's still in the case here. But you know, I'm a huge Third Man Records mark and a Jack White mark, so like, I of course I had to get this bad boy, and I really enjoy the album. I love it front to back.
Yep.
So if you haven't got that one, I would definitely recommend getting that.
Great album.
I don't have a favorite track. I honestly I play it and I like the whole thing. There's not a single one that like stands out more than any of the others to me. So I don't have one on that one yet, but I'm sure one will come over time. And then this next one I got, I'm trying to complete the discography. I'm only 3 records away now, but I got One by One by Foo Fighters. You know, these are getting harder to find now, unfortunately.
Yes,
so it's kind of put a little more urgency on completing the collection. I think I just need like I think Wasting Light. Was that one of them? Is that what it's called? And then what's the one where he's got the tattoo on the back of the neck?
The one that Breakout's on?
Yes. I can't remember what it's called.
It's like There Is Nothing Left to...
Anyways, and then Sonic Highway is the other one.
Yeah,
those are the 3 I need. But I got all the other ones. I'm getting so close. But just Graywell had that one available. They had quite a bit of copies available, so I grabbed it this week and haven't opened it yet. But I did stream it a lot this week on my phone. So
heck yeah,
that's all I got this week.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a ton, so I'm gonna go through them really fast, but because I promise. But I wanted to show all of them because why not? The first is the new record by the band Vane. It is called This World Is Going to Ruin You. And Vane is a fantastic metalcore band that you can't really see it on the camera very good. It's like a black and cherry smash. Yeah, you can't see it very good. Really, fantastic band, though. Very heavy, very angry. Speaking of heavy and angry, the next one is the self-titled album by the band God's Hate. God's Hate, fantastic hardcore group. And they're really like coming up in the world of hardcore right now. Super pretty. Blue, gray, and white smash on this one. And God's Hate, they're ridiculous in the most amazing way possible, because this album is called God's Hate, band is called God's Hate, the first song is called God's Hate, and they made bumper stickers that said I'd rather be listening to God's Hate off of God's Hate by God's Hate. And I just think
awesome.
That's so brilliant. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Third record is a record I've wanted for 12 years, and I have finally got a bootleg of it, and that is Sing the Sorrow by AFI. Absolutely phenomenal record, very important for me growing up. But if anybody knows, when there's only one official release of these from 2003, and there's like 200 of them. So the only way to get one is to get bootlegs, because the other ones go for about $700. So finally added this one because it's a phenomenal record.
Just out of range, right? Financially.
Just out of range. Two more. Nothing Personal by All Time Low. Fantastic pop punk band from the 2000s, but this one I just have to pull it out because it is so pretty. This is the Urban Outfitters press, and it turned it out so sick.
That's horny as hell.
Right? It's so good. The band's horny as hell too. But this
So
is such a fantastic album. Yeah, you got to be careful about what you're saying about All Time Low these days. But yeah, fantastic album though. I think All Time Low only had like 3 good albums, but that is one of them. And then the last one, you guys. The last one is a record that I have been after for a hot minute. So I was very excited to finally add it, sort of a grail, if you will. And that is Something to Write Home About by the Getup Kids. The Getup Kids were an emo band in the 90s and 2000s. And this is the iconic album that is the reason like second wave emo continued to exist. So freaking-tastic record. This is just the standard black pressing. But I felt like I needed this one. I know. Welcome to modern record collecting where you say standard black and everyone goes, ugh. Anyway, but that is a huge deal. I've wanted that record for a long time, but they're just not like super easy to get a hold of. Especially just, this is a quick tangent. Some of you may know, some of you may not, especially like emo bands from the early 2000s. Those fans are so dedicated to keeping those records that it's not just that they're expensive, but they just don't want to let them go. So for stuff from like the Getup Kids, Glassjaw, Thursday, people don't want to get rid of those records. So you just have to find the right person who's willing to get rid of them. And thankfully, someone is willing to get rid of the Getup Kids.
Hope that they're going to do a new pressing. Like,
yeah, seriously.
Like some of my favorite records of all time, I would love to have them on vinyl. And just like, you can't find them.
Oh yeah.
You made a TikTok about this, but when those new Protest the Hero pressings just came out, what was that, like a month ago? It feels like those were gone so quick.
Yeah, they were gone before I made that TikTok.
Really?
I was just joking about promoting them.
Oh, that is so funny. I didn't even do that timeline in my head. Yeah, those were gone quick.
Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about vinyl is like it's rejuvenated the business to varying degrees. We would be completely destitute without it. But it's like you do a pressing and they sell out immediately.
Yeah, that's crazy to think.
It's not just us. Everyone does it. Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing vinyl these days. Yeah,
right. It's the new drug. Yeah.
I picked up some vinyl myself this week.
Can you show us?
Yeah, well, I would have to run upstairs, but
if that's okay. Like, we don't want to.
My wife's not up there.
Do an episode of Cribs. You got to do some Cribs for us.
You don't want to see what's going on in here. It's a fucking pigsty.
I guess it's so fun.
I think he's almost there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I picked up Paramore's.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's just like beautiful. It's not showing up very well, but
I can see it's like a smoky
marble
gray.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it so much. It's a
great
fun
album.
record. Yeah. It's not my favorite Paramore record, but it's one of them.
What is your favorite Paramore record?
It's got to be Riot, right?
Oh, see, that's beautiful.
It's gotta be.
I'd say Brand New Eyes is my favorite one.
That's pretty good. But
Paramore did Roller Coasters for a hot minute, so.
I saw Paramore fucking years ago. We toured. They were on 2006 Warp Tour, and like people didn't really know who they were. And then I watched them a bunch of times, and I was like, "This band is incredible. I love them so much." And then we did the 2008, and they played like one date. They headlined the day, and everybody just went fucking nuts for them.
That's so crazy.
Maybe it wasn't the 2006. Oh, did I just get disconnected?
No, you're still here. We can hear you. There you go.
Sorry, yeah, but I think it was actually 2005 that they weren't very big.
Okay.
And then Riot came out, and by 2008, they were like the biggest band in the world. And
oh, yeah, because that jump from 2005 to 2008 for Paramore was humongous.
Mm-hmm. Riot blew them up, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But what they were doing before that was still fucking sick.
Oh, yeah, All We Know Is Falling is where I got into Paramore, and holy crap, was that album good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. So freaking good. What a great conversation this is. I love it. Anyway, what we want to talk about next is sort of one reason what brings us all together, and that is music. Music being the voice of the people and what the uniting force of the universe. But what we're going to talk about today is sort of our musical journeys personally and how that is affecting us with what the music we listen to now and what inspires us. Simple enough, everybody? Not getting too wild, but I think it'd be a fun discussion, especially for Rody being someone that is a musician. I think this would be really interesting to hear his perspective on these things. And Stooge is a musician as well, in his own right. And
No,
I'm just Waffles, so I think it'll just be interesting to hear that in general. So the first question that I want to hear Stooge answer first, and then we'll go to Rody, is what music did you grow up listening to?
oh man, you want me to go first? Jeez,
I want you to go first, and then we'll have Rody.
So I grew up in a very conservative household, raised Mormon, and so a lot of my early musical influence was kind of like what was either popular on the radio or what I could get my hands on that wasn't parental advisory at all. So it's like a lot of mainstream pop stuff, country, Disney, that kind of stuff.
Heck yeah.
And out of those three things, I'd say that Disney holds up the most to this day. There's a lot of good pop stuff too, and there's some good countries from the 90s. But so like my early influences, I don't have a whole lot because, like I said, I was kind of restricted or limited to what I could explore. So I think it even impacts me to this day. I tend to stick to the more mainstream music. I do try to branch off and find new things, but definitely early on, some of the bands that I can remember listening to as a kid, you got your Billy Ray Cyrus, the Achy Breaky Heart. Yeah.
Don't you dare break my heart.
I don't know. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but Alan Jackson's. I'd say the first time I started to venture out of country and Disney and into other genres was when No Doubt was starting to get popular. Tragic Kingdom.
Nice.
That song Spiderwebs. That really that's what kind of ushered me into this other genre. And then you start getting into things like Sublime, 311s, and that whole range. But so I would say no Doubt, even though I don't even actually own a No Doubt record, was kind of like influential in getting me from what I was to the genre that I ended up coming to love. But that's just me early stages. I'll cut it off right there, and we can talk about where I go from there more. But I think love to hear what Rody's experience was like. So I'll turn it over to you, buddy.
It's the same.
Okay. You had strict parents too?
Rody grew up Mormon and started listening to No Doubt.
Yeah. No, there's no Mormons in Canada. But no, yeah, it honestly is like a really very similar path. I grew up on New Country at the time, of course, like Randy Travis, Garth Brooks, fucking Alan Jackson, all of that sort of stuff. That's what my dad was listening to, and I fucking loved it. I still love it now to varying degrees. Alan Jackson, I could give or take. Take or leave? What am I trying to say?
I can do both, honestly.
No, you're not going to leave it, dude. You're taking Alan Jackson. I agree. I agree with that 100%.
But yeah, No Doubt, Bush X, those were like pivotal bands. Green Day, right? Those were the three bands that like I had those CDs, and I was like, this is kind of way more for me. I really love Sublime. I really love 311, particularly the song Down.
Mm-hmm.
Let him aside my ego because. But then I got Punkorama Volume 3. I bought it at a Blockbuster or like a Future Shop or some fucking weird place like that, and it changed everything. Right? It was like, oh, this is kind of like what I'm listening to, and then it was like, no, but it's much more. And I found all of the bands that I loved that were so important to me through that, and that's the beginning of my journey.
I would say I would like to ask, like, do you remember what your like first favorite song was? Because for me, it was like Billy Ray Cyrus, "Achy Breaky Heart." That's the first time I can remember like recording it on a cassette tape from the radio, and then making it back to back to back on one side of the cassette, so I could push play and listen to the song, 5 or 6 times through. Do you have like a song? Not that you necessarily did that, but do you have like a first song you remember loving?
I think so. And particularly with the like recording it from the radio, having it on a tape, having it on a bunch of different tapes because I recorded it every time it fucking came on the radio. It was The Freshman when I was young and
Oh, yeah.
everything. Yeah. Like when he goes up to that big fucking note at the end, it's just like that was like what made me want to be a singer. Like listening to the like ridiculous things that he was doing with his voice to denote the emotion. I was just like, holy fuck, I want to do that, man. And like, yeah, they suck. But that song, like that
That
song
song's so
fucking
good.
rules.
And it's so
I
funny.
love it now.
It's like listening to that song as a kid. It's just once again, yeah, it was on the radio a lot and it was good. But like, I don't know, it wasn't until like getting older where you actually pay attention to the lyrics. I'm like, did my parents ever pay attention to anything these people were talking about? Because it's really like dark and deep and kind of
Yeah,
depressing.
like they're talking about getting an abortion or something, aren't they?
I think
I still don't know what he's talking about.
it's
Is
like,
that
yeah,
what that's about?
yeah, because
Maybe.
like they stopped a baby's breath in a shoe full of rice, right? Isn't that what I think it's what it's about? Yeah, like
Yeah,
getting
he's talking about like at a
anyways.
shotgun wedding and a
Holy
but
bananas,
it's deep
yeah.
stuff. One other thing I wanted to ask you before you continued. Sorry, it's just interesting to me. Do you remember like the first physical media that you bought of a band? Like, what was the first album you ever bought? I don't care if it's CD or cassette or if it was vinyl.
yeah,
What was
it
the
was
first
a
one?
cassette. It was Brian Adams waking up the neighbors.
He's also Canadian royalty.
Yeah, oh
Isn't he?
fuck yeah, you bet he is. But it was
That's
around the
awesome.
time. It was around the time that Robin Hood movie had come out,
Oh,
and I was
Prince of
like,
Thieves, yeah.
yeah, and I had like my parents had like a Columbia House Records. I don't know if that's a thing in the
Nice.
States, but like where you just like paid 99 cents
The
a month and they
subscription?
send you a bunch
Yeah.
of tapes. Yeah. And I was just like, I need this guy. I need him. I need it. I need it. I need it. And they got it for me. I didn't even have a cassette player, and I just like would go through the songs on the back and like make them up in my head and be like, "Cuts like a knife's got to sound like, well, it cuts like a knife." When in fact, we all know
That classic Bryan
cuts like a
Adams
knife. Yeah, I loved Brian Adams. I don't really anymore,
Sure.
particularly
Sure.
after his
Yeah.
recent bullshit. But
All right.
I don't know his recent bullshit. What happened with Brian
Neither do I.
Adams?
oh, when the coronavirus started, he went on this like wild vegan tirade, like masquerading as vegan tirade, but
Yeah.
it was just a bunch of racist bullshit about how Chinese people will eat anything.
Oh,
Oh,
It was like,
yikes.
oh, come on, man.
Brian Adams of anybody. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that is not the like the connection I would have made with that. Well, there you
And
go.
like refused to walk it back. Like people were like, come on, man. Like
stuck to
you
his
guys-
guns.
Yeah.
Like I get that you're like, this is a vegan thing, but it's also very, very racist. And he was like, don't you dare.
Yikes.
I meant what I said.
Yikes. That's a big old yikes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Waffles? I'll turn it over to you now. Sorry.
So I actually am Mormon as well, and my family though we're not conservative whatsoever. So my dad grew up as like a classic rock, heavy metal kind of guy, and my mom is a singer-songwriter lover, so like John Denver, James Taylor, and because of that, my siblings and I all then had crazy tastes in music. My oldest sister loves hip hop. My other sister is huge into pop punk. My brother loves classical and like big performers like Elton John. So we had kind of everything playing in our house growing up. But the first style I ever like attached to was punk rock. When I was 10 years old, the Ramones were my favorite band because I had heard the song either Blitzkrieg Bop or Sheena is a Punk Rocker. And I thought it was so good. And so then I just became so obsessed with punk. Right? Like, I thought it was so fun. And because I'm from little conservative Utah, I didn't know anybody who even know who the Ramones were. So I just had to like go to Walmart to find Ramones stuff. And there was a small record store near my house that I would go to. And my dad was my parents have always been like, listen whatever you want, go be crazy. So when I was like 10 years old, I went to this record store and I told my dad, I don't know what sounds like the Ramones. And my dad, although he does love kind of everything in the rock genre, he was like, let's just go ask. So we go and ask the guy at the counter. I was like, being 10 years old, I like the Ramones. What else sounds like the Ramones? So the guy led me to get CDs from the Sex Pistols and the Clash and Minor Threat. And that just ruined me from then on out. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so I was a little 10-year-old in Utah that like had Ramones shirts and was talking about the Sex Pistols to all his friends. And then because we just had sort of tastes everywhere, I was a teenager in the early 2000s. And so emo instantly became something I was super into, because at the time, for those who are younger watching, this was when emo was like on the radio. You had like My Chemical Romance and Panic at the Disco and Paramore like on the radio and MTV and VH1 and stuff. So because of that, then I moved into like more like scene stuff. But I've always said that my music tastes are sort of like a snowball going down a hill. I've never had like a phase of anything. I just keep getting more and more genres I like and just keep globbing onto it. So I still will buy like Ramones records and Minor Threat stuff because it always sounds good to me. But Stooge, you were going on an interesting direction I want to go back to, where you said, I'll go into that in just a minute, of what was next in your musical journey. So tell us about that. What came after your growings and your musings?
So like I said, very conservative, very restricted what I had access to, and some of the stuff, like No Doubt, my parents of course didn't have any problem with that. So like it kind of opened up to like Rody was saying, like the Green Days, the No Doubts, those who were really popular at the time. And then what ended up being my biggest musical influence was my best friend, still my best friend to this day, lives in California. His name's Steve. He's the one that introduced me to bands like Pearl Jam, Rage Against the Machine, Led Zeppelin. Like he's the one, if he hadn't come over with his CDs and be like, hey, check this out. Like I'm sure I would have eventually found them, but just like at such a young age, because we were like middle school at the time. And this is like, shoot, I'm in middle school. So I'm like, 13 years old. This is putting us in the late 90s, like 97, 98. Like those, I feel like, are really formidable years when it comes to developing your own like opinions and interests in whatever
absolutely.
It may be,
especially
music. And so like he introduced me to a lot of bands that to this day I still absolutely love. And so like it started, like I said, kind of the gateway was No Doubt, and then it exploded to just everything you can get your hands on when it comes to alternative rock, and even more into the metal genre. So, your Nirvanas, and then like your Incubuses. I know I'm kind of all over the realm here a little bit.
That's okay.
But he really had a big influence on me that opened me up to just rock and roll and alternative rock in general. I dabble in metal a little bit, but once again, nothing. I like the craziest I got whatever was like Slipknot. I feel like it's the hardest thing I ever really enjoyed and listened to.
Though. Slipknot's pretty crazy,
especially coming from a conservative household. Definitely couldn't play that around the parents for sure.
You were just playing People Equal Shit as loud as you could.
I know, right? No, unfortunately, no. I had to have the headphones on. So
nice.
Yeah, headphones were my best friend back in the day. So that's it's that's my foundation is rock and roll, alternative music. But into my adulthood, and I guess I don't know if we want to save that for later. That's where I feel like I started to become more like I feel like I've become more like you. Like I've turned into like a snowball. Whereas I still love that stuff, and that's still my bread and butter. But I've also now started to branch out into things like hip hop. Once again, conservative household, doesn't matter who the hip hop person is. It could be the Fresh Prince, and that my parents probably wouldn't. That's anyways.
You know what they say about the Fresh Prince though? He slaps.
He does slap.
Very timely.
Yeah, very good job. Very good job, Waffles, on that one.
Thanks, guys.
So like, it wasn't until I was adulthood that I could really enjoy and discover hip hop, and that's almost become, I would say, like it's like my second favorite genre now, behind alternative rock. So there's other genres as well that I've gotten into more, electronic music as well and whatnot. But I would still say that to this day my favorite is alternative rock, hip hop. Those are like my mainstays. And I don't know, Rody probably doesn't know this either, but I don't know, because I talk about it all the time on this show. My favorite band is the Black Keys. I absolutely love the Black Keys. And they are like, I don't know, just anything that sounds like them is what I try to consume the most of. But yeah, that's just basically me. I'm not too interesting. I like I said, even to this day,
you're very interesting.
I still feel like I used to feel like I had, I don't know, a wide range of music that I was interested in. And then I moved here to Utah and met like Chris and some of the other friends that we have here that collect records, and they like talk about bands I've never heard of. and it just like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so basic and mainstream. It's
You are
even
not.
funny.
Don't even.
So
There's
anyways,
no problem. Just because you don't know the band Circle Takes the Square does not mean that there's anything wrong with your music taste. You have fantastic taste. You're a beautiful person, and everything about you is wonderful.
Thank
so
you,
please
Waffles.
accept that as you are. Rody, as we were talking about Stooges timeline for that, so for you as well, after growing that foundation, what was the music you guys were listening to when you like started Protest the Hero and like made you want to be into that kind of thing?
Well, we started in a very conservative household in Utah, so
good. Yeah.
I'm kidding. We're in the suburbs of Toronto.
What are you, the used? Yeah.
We don't even have God here. We just God hasn't come to Canada yet.
It's too cold.
That's the next South Park storyline. Yeah. South Park loves Canada.
But you want to know what we were listening to when we started?
Yeah. So like you said, you had your foundation and everything you liked, and then obviously something led you to want to create music like Protest the Hero.
Yeah. It's I had that Epitaph sampler, and which led me to Fat Music for Fat People. And first track on the first Fat sampler is Anti-Manifesto by Propagandhi. And it's like the moment that hit, I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, it was the first track of that record too. And it was just like everything was different. And then like that band has been so formative for us, right? Like it's just like that's what made us want to get together and start writing songs. And that's what we did. Mo and I, our original drummer, we were just like practicing guitar in my parents' basement, and we just started writing songs. And I really think that that's why we've had more longevity, or at that point, that's why we had more longevity than the other bands that existed in high school, because everybody was just like doing cover songs, and that's awesome, and that's fun, and that's great, but we were just writing our own shit. Nobody else was like doing that for some reason. Like it always seemed like a natural conclusion to us. But yeah, I would say Propagandhi is seminal in our seminal. Is that?
Yeah, that works.
That's not too. That's not too filthy for this.
It's not too filthy at all.
Sorry, I think the proper pronunciation is seminal.
There it is. Semen hole. Yeah.
But,
gosh, I love you. Yeah.
So yeah, we were like we were a fucking skate punk band. We put out an EP called The Calculated Use of Sound, and it's like techie, weird skate punk, which was also heavily influenced by the band Choke from out west as well. Who are a fantastic band. I don't know that they ever made it much outside of Canada, but if you haven't heard them, they have a record called Forward that is just fucking incredible. Like truly bizarre, wonderful, technical, like really techie pop punk, skate punk kind of stuff with the most bizarre voice in all of music. But it's also like I'm very passionate about it, but I'll back up a bit.
Don't you ever?
Yeah, but Propagandhi kind of grew, and like we were more interested in like the heavy punk bands, like Strung Out, and Propagandhi as well. In like 2004, they released fucking for Today's Empire's Tomorrow's Ashes, and it was like
fantastic album.
They changed everything again, and it was just like that changed us, and we started getting more interested in heavier stuff and writing heavier stuff, and then I don't know, we were just like full-fledged into listening to metal, and I am not particularly fond of metal now. I don't really reach for it very often. I love some metal singers. I think Russell Allen from Symphony X is the most untouchable motherfucker on this planet.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't give a fuck about heavy metal. I'm doing what everyone else is doing right now. I'm going back and I'm like listening to the stuff that I liked when I was younger, and then just like following up with those bands, and that is my fucking life. Yep. That's what it is. I'm not a snowball. I'm a rock in a snowball. Just fucking it up, and all the snow is melting away to expose my rigid edges.
You're a Snickers bar. I love it. So actually, that's a great transition. Then, what are you listening to now as compared to what you grew up listening to? Rody, you were already talking, so keep going for it.
Yeah. go right back on Propaganda, No Effects, and like bands that have sort of that I missed while I was doing that. Like I missed the Flatliners while I was listening to heavy metal, and they did so many amazing things. Flatliners were one of my favorite bands on earth. I missed Masked Intruder, who are just fucking incredible.
Masked Intruder is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. Like I thought they were like a hardcore band. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going back and I'm listening to like the old Saves the Day, you know, Through Being Cool, which is like the weirdest fucking record because it's like it's so like rooted in emo, but also the instrumentals are strangely rooted in hardcore for some reason.
Oh yeah,
like the hardcore of the time.
Yep.
I listen to a lot of like H2O. I'm having fun listening to the music that I had fun with before it became work, I guess, for me.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Stooge, any more thoughts on what you're currently listening to, as opposed to?
Not really. You know, I like I said, because I never really left. I feel like I'm still into a lot of things I like from my youth. You know, like I said, like Rage Against the Machine, Zeppelin, stuff like that. I just to kind of mention, because I asked Rody this. The first album I ever bought with my own money was actually Odelay by Beck. It was on CD.
Yes.
And then shortly thereafter, I bought Razorblade Suitcase by Bush. I know you had mentioned Bush earlier. That was the second one I ever bought. And like that stuff, I still love it. I still listen to it a lot. But like right now, it's a lot of hip hop. It's no secret. I love like, you know, Czarface, Logic. I listen to a lot of that, but I also love like, you know, like I said, the Black Keys are my favorite. Jack White, obviously. And just, you know, it's kind of more the Southern rock and roll kind of genre, but without it being like super like Southern old school style stuff, because the stuff I listen to I feel is a little more poppy and catchy. But it's that's, I mean, like I said, for those who've been listening, it's no secret what my favorites are, and so that's kind of it for me. How about you, Waffles?
Well, like I said before, when I went from like scene emo stuff to metalcore, I also I kind of OD'd on a lot of like scene emo stuff and metalcore. So then I decided to just abandon all of it, and I got really into like indie for a while, especially in the 2010s when indie was super mainstream. So bands like Death Cab for Cutie, Florence and the Machine, stuff like that. Like it was on the radio, and it was really, really cool. So for a long time, Death Cab was my favorite group. And then after that, then I was like, I got bored of indie, so I wanted to go as heavy as I could, and I got really into like death metal and black metal and stuff. And then I just sort of threw it all together and was listening to everything. But one thing that I started listening to a few years ago that's really been a huge part of my life is goth rock from the 80s. I always knew of bands like The Cure, but I never really like knew more than like the 3 songs. So I just decided, you know what, I'll just go down the rabbit hole. And it like freaking changed my entire outlook on life. Like I listened to everything that The Cure did. I love Susie and the Banshees, Joy Division, Bauhaus, Sisters of Mercy. Like all those bands all of a sudden became like a very big part of my existence, where it was like, these people are so depressing and sad, and oh my gosh, do I love it. And same thing, I've latched onto all of those styles. There's a lot of pop I love. There's a lot of hip hop I like. I don't know. The pretty much only genre I don't have a ton of love for is country. And I know. That's why I haven't said anything until now. It's like the only one. But I can, you know, it's funny. I don't love country, but I can still talk country. I can still discuss it with anybody. It's not like
the thing is, country sucks. Like especially now. Like country at one point was fucking sick, you know, and it was very awesome for a long time. But like you turn on the country radio now, and it's like they're just pop songs with a singer with an accent. And
there you go.
They're not even good pop songs. Otherwise, they'd be more popular, and they would no longer be on country radio.
Like Taylor Swift.
So it's like, yeah, exactly. Like fucking Shania Twain. Like the reason why she was no longer on country radio was because the songs were too good.
Yeah.
Right? Like country sucks. The new country is fucking terrible. I'm sorry to bring this negativity and this negative energy.
Hey man, you heard it here first from Rody Walker himself. Yeah.
I love country music. I went to see Garth Brooks live, and it was the best live show I've ever seen.
He's an entertainer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Country music sucks. current country music sucks.
There you go.
How about this? To bring back the positivity top 3 favorite country songs. Can you name 3?
Okay, Call Baton Rouge, which is it's Garth Brooks, absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we got to go like we don't got to do the like classics, do we? Like
No, whatever you like.
Do whatever you
because
want.
there's so many different eras. We could go into like Merle Haggard and
you're talking about and Johnny Cash and all that stuff
and shit like that. Yeah, but if I'm gonna do that like '90s era of
90s, let's do 90s.
I'm gonna call it skate country, like skate punk.
Skate country, yeah.
Southern California skate country.
Hell yeah.
So Call Baton Rouge for sure. I'm gonna love you forever and ever. Forever and ever, amen. Fucking Randy Travis. And probably what's that fucking Alan Jackson song? What are you doing?
Chattahoochee? Chattahoochee, yeah, that's one of my top 3 favorite too.
Look at you too.
Fucking Crazy About a
Song's
Mercury
a jam.
or whatever. Fuck.
Yeah. That whole man, I wish they had that. I could get my hands on
I feel bad
vinyl.
about not putting like Dwight Yoakam in there. You know what I mean? Like there's so many artists that like need to go in or fucking you know what? I take it all out and I want to put in Reba.
I was gonna say Reba.
There you go.
I want to put Fancy in there. And then I also want to put the show Reba as the #1 show of all time.
There you go.
Of any era.
Yep. A single mom who works 2 jobs.
Who loves her kids and never stops.
She's a survivor. That's so crazy.
You're goddamn right she is. Sorry, I didn't mean to blaspheme.
No. You were already talking about God though, right? Reba. Exactly.
Our Lord.
Stooge, real quick, what's your top 3? Because I'm curious what your answer is for this.
Mine would definitely be Chattahoochee, Alan Jackson. That's probably #1 because that song's just a freaking jam.
Yeah.
Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks, because once again, like you cannot like not jam out when that song plays. It's that
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate breakup song, I would say, at least for the country genre. And #3, I'm trying to think of any other reason why I wouldn't put Achy Breaky Heart in there, and I can't
do it.
I'm thinking of the other artists of the time.
Was there other artists?
I mean, I guess not, right? There was no.
Ray.
There's just those 3, right? Those 4.
Just Billy Ray and Reba.
No, I'm just gonna go Billy Ray, Achy Breaky Heart, because that once again, that was my first favorite song ever. So
there
the
you go.
Achy Breaky Heart wants what the Achy Breaky Heart wants.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Anyways,
I don't have a top 3 to give, but I completely agree with both of you. So.
Give your top 3 country songs of all time.
My favorite country song of all time is probably "I Come Blood" by Cannibal Corpse.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good one.
Sounds like something you should receive a doctor's visit for.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Seminal. Yeah.
I came blood one time. My belt buckle got stuck. You know how some of those belt buckles had the little latch?
Yeah.
Like you got the big belt buckle and it's got a latch. I was taking my pants off very quickly and it ended up right down my penis hole. And my pants just went.
Keep going.
Well, I'm going to put an ellipses there and then I came blood. You know what I mean? That's
events transpired.
We love it.
I came blood.
Yeah, exactly. See, if I didn't bring up that song, we never would have that great story.
How would we know?
How would we know? I think we've hit the nail though on music that inspires and what we listen to and everything like that. Any other thoughts on music and your journey and how it's led you to this beautiful place?
Blood and ejaculate. I have many thoughts.
Rody, the way you just said ejaculate was so it was like syrup going in my ears. It was so beautiful. Oh.
Well, that's the thing. Language is a beautiful thing, and it's all about the clicks and clacks of language. And the word ejaculate is a beautiful word with a sort of sloppy meaning.
Do you know who the actor comedian Will Forte is?
Of course.
Have people already said this to you?
No, nobody's ever said that to me.
You kind of remind me.
And I don't speak this way because I consume his media like a fucking hungry shit. I love Will Forte. MacGruber is one of my favorite fucking movies. Last Man on Earth. I love it to pieces. I'm just the biggest Will Forte fan, and he's fucked up the way I speak. He's fucked it up.
Beautiful.
He's fucked it up.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I'm not going crazy then when I say,
No.
when you talk a lot.
for sure.
I get Will
I
Forte
am
vibes.
mimicking him.
Have you guys
You're doing
ever
a good
seen the
job.
show? Have you guys seen the show Clone High?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, Stooge, you'd love Clone High. It was a cartoon that only lasted one season. Will Forte was one of the main actors, and also he's one of the writers. And it's
nice.
clones of historical figures, but they all go to high school together. It's an animated
I'll have
show.
to check that out.
But
Teenagers,
it's all like contradictory circumstances for each one. So he plays Abraham Lincoln, and Abraham Lincoln's scared to talk to people. And there's Gandhi, and Gandhi's like has a really hard time controlling himself. Joan of Arc is an atheist. It's very, very clever.
No.
You would love it. Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'll check it
I
out.
remember them first seeing that show and be like, "What the fuck is this?" I love
Seriously. And Will Forte is so funny in it. Oh my gosh, he's great. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Stooge, I think we're ready to
All
have
right.
our trivia minds blown.
It is time. Yeah, let's do some trivia.
We got our paper.
You got your papers and your pencils, and
I
I will
got
let
papers
you
and
know
pencils.
pens are acceptable as well.
Purple pens specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, bonus points for purple pens. Anyways,
Yeah.
so today the I don't know. I guess I should spill the beans on this too. Well, first I'll say the band we're doing today for trivia is going to be Rush, because once again we've had another Canadian guest, and so I want to make sure we do a Canadian band. I don't know if Rody's aware of this or not.
He's not.
Waffles is not a fan.
I don't like Rush.
it. Well, what about why is he though?
I'm so sorry. But here's the thing, Rody, is that I say I don't like Rush on one episode, and we got a bunch of DMs being like, what is wrong with him? Was he dropped on the head as a baby? And I was like, no, you have to be held to be dropped.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I don't like Rush. And so this is going to be fun.
I mean, you probably don't like Rush because you weren't held as a child.
There you go.
Your mother,
That's what
your mother
the
and father
pieces are.
withheld their love from you, and you withhold your love from Rush.
Exactly. Yeah. Which explains my music taste. Now that we're like unraveling this just a little bit, the onion, the layer of onion has been pulled back a little bit. Yeah.
Let's really get into it.
Why are you the way that you are? Okay, so we're ready.
All right, here we go.
Okay,
we'll go ahead and start this out. I got 12 questions. There's gonna be like 18 points possible, and we'll crown a winner. And I'm almost positive. I mean, we'll see unless you got a miracle here. Waffles.
I got a feeling. Yeah.
I don't know that much about Rush.
Oh, okay. Then here we go. This should be good then. All right. So, are you guys both ready?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Question number 1 about Rush.
Okay.
Can you name, or basically name as many members of Rush that you can from the Power Trio lineup? So, like, what most people know Rush as.
But there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have more than 3?
And everybody knows who they are.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just saying there were other members before they were popular.
Really?
Yeah. I just try to be as specific as possible.
So just like the main 3. Okay.
The main 3. The Rush that you've come to know and hate. Waffles.
The Rush that you've loved. Man, if they watch this, I'm gonna feel terrible.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're.
Yeah.
No way.
This is the first person Rody's gonna send this episode to. It was just the members of Rush. Yeah.
I mean, I bet I could get in contact with them.
I bet you could.
We recorded at a studio they own.
Oh, really?
I could find a way. Revolution Studios in Toronto. They fucking bought it. I think Alex Lifeson bought it. Oh, I give you away a living trivia.
Yeah, you did. There you go.
You also just fixed his last name for me, so thank you.
I would have accepted just the first name. I'll go with that. All right. Are you ready, Waffles? Are you guys?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, we'll have you go first.
Me?
Yes, you, Chris.
Okay. Getty Lee, Alex Weiss is his last name, and then Neil Peart.
Very good. Did you say Alex Lice?
What's his last name? I thought it was Weiss.
It's Lifeson.
Lifeson. I wrote Feinstein first, so I'm really glad it's
How about you, Rody? I'm sure you.
I wrote the same things.
Awesome. Perfect.
Hey, we just got a point.
3 points
it's
each.
Worth
3 points
noting
each.
that Neil Peart's last name is pronounced Piert. Okay.
Okay.
Is it really?
Get it right.
I think it actually is, but I'm just gonna
kill you.
Piet.
Everyone calls
Neil
him
Piet.
Okay, so here we go. This is where it gets, like I said, those are the 3 like known members of Rush.
Yeah.
Before they were big, they actually had a few different like members. And actually only one of the 3 are like an original band member. So I need you to guess out of the 3 that are in the band, which one was the only original member of the band when they formed back in 1968, believe it or not.
Rush is from 68.
Well, don't get like they didn't get popular until like the mid
but they
70s.
formed in 68. That's crazy.
Yeah, they had a long road.
And
Yeah.
Rody, you're keeping track of your points, right?
Yeah.
If not, you can do it, Chris. It's like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
I can't.
What is it? It's 1 per question?
Well, you just got 3. No, the first one was 3.
Oh, okay.
One for each correct guess on that one.
Okay.
All right,
gonna
did
guess
you guys
3.
right?
I'm ready.
All
With
right,
my guess because I don't have a very great guess.
we'll see what Rody says. Who is the only original member?
I'm guessing that it's Neil Peart.
That is actually incorrect.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, how about you,
I
Waffles?
I said Geddy Lee.
And that is also incorrect. It was actually
What?
out. He started with 2 other buddies, and then like on their second show. This is all according to Wikipedia. Before their second show, their bassist didn't show, and so he called up his friend Geddy Lee, and that's when Geddy joined. Like Geddy is almost from the beginning. But when Neil Peart, actually, the next question is, what year did Neil Peart join? Oh, sorry, how do you pronounce it again? Piert. When did Neil Peart join Rush as a member of the band?
Okay, I've got my answer.
All right, go for it. Go, Rody.
1969.
Nice.
1
I
point.
didn't even.
That's not right, but we'll give him a point.
I get a point. Okay.
How about you, Waffles?
1973.
You were close. It was 74, actually.
Oh,
Is when he joined the band. Yeah, shortly after.
I should have said 69 too. Well, there you go. Yeah.
That's where the points are.
Yeah.
That's where I get all my points.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Next question. How many studio albums do they have? Now, this doesn't include greatest hits or live albums, just studio albums. It's just a hint. It's pretty high.
Awesome.
I don't know.
It's
If
not
it's
less
69, I'm gonna scream.
You get a point.
What were you gonna say, Stooge? It's
not less than 10. That'll be my hint.
It's not less, as in it's more than 10.
It's more than 10.
Okay, sick.
Don't try to correct me.
Now, are we doing Price is Right rules?
Yeah, great question.
Sure, we can if you want to do for this
Let's
one.
do that. Let's do that.
Okay, what did you guess, Rody?
If you go over, you bust. I guess
Yeah.
11.
11 for Rody. How about you?
I said 19. I probably went way over.
No, you're actually right. It is 19 is the correct answer.
Beautiful. That's
I told you
Turns
it's
out
a
I'm
lot.
actually a huge Rush fan. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the twist. Yeah.
All right.
Piert.
Next one. This you got 5 potential points for this one. I need you to
Whoa.
name just name 5 Rush albums. You get a point for each correct guess.
Shit.
Come on.
I don't even. I'll get. Okay.
I mean, we named one that was like a beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, huh?
Oh, don't tell him that. That's the only one I got.
Don't forget the oldest trick I always tell you to use there, Waffles.
I know. I learned it. Thank you. Okay, Rody will understand this. So whenever we do this trivia game, and I don't always know the band, Stooge is like, every band has a self-titled, and I go, Stooge, we come from different worlds of music. Not every band has a self-titled album.
And then the one time he actually did try to do a self-titled, the band didn't have one.
Yeah, of course. Do you remember who it
Anyways.
was? I don't remember who it was.
What
What was the stupid beer Rody told us? Gosh dang it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's enough time. We'll start with
No,
Rody.
it's not. No, give me 10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. Jeez.
Okay.
I feel like Rody's been done for like
Shut
we
up.
started.
Okay, Rody can go.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't guess a whole lot of things. I said moving pictures,
Uh-huh.
YYZ, and Rush. I don't know if YYZ isn't even a fucking album. I know
Yeah.
it's
No.
a great song.
That's a great guess.
YYZ is unfortunately not one, but Rush does count. They have a self-titled. So you got 2. You got 2 points.
I mean, you essentially gave me one.
And then how
by
about you?
trying to give it to Chris.
How about you?
I'm gonna grab a
Waffles?
beer.
So I also
Go for it.
said Rush
That's one.
and moving pictures.
Uh-huh.
I also said 2 Rush, 2 Furious, Rush Tokyo Drift, and then Russia.
Rush. You
Russia.
got 2 points. All right.
Whoa.
I like that. Too Rush, Too Furious.
Too Rush, Too Furious would be a great album. First off, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd listen to Too Rush, Too Furious in a heartbeat.
So some of the other ones are like Fly By Night, Caress of Steel. The one I'm surprised you guys didn't do is 2112.
Right.
Oh yeah. I've heard of that one.
Farewell to
What about
Kings.
Temple of the Pharynx. Is that a record or just a song?
That is just a song as well. Yeah, Permanent Waves.
Look at you though.
Signals, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, Hold Your Fire, Presto, and then then their 90s stuff, which wasn't as popular.
Man,
Anyways, that's okay. What's the score right now? Do we have scores?
I'm at 6. I think Rody's at 7.
I'm at 6 as well.
Oh, nice.
No,
Six,
I'm
six.
also at 6.
Tied up.
But my 1969 answer ultimately doesn't count.
All right.
You're a good man, Rody.
All right.
Not according
next
to my
question.
wife.
Hey, man. We're married to the same woman then. Their highest selling album.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
All
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
How about you, Waffles?
2112.
That's what I put too.
That is not it.
What?
That's
That's
not what
like the only one I know.
It's Moving Pictures.
Oh,
Oh,
that's stupid. Dumb.
yeah, it makes sense why they'd make a fucking beer about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fine. Okay,
All right.
fine.
All right, here we go. Next question for 1 point.
Okay.
In 2000, in the year 2000, this
Okay.
member of Rush released a solo album called My Favorite Headache. So which one?
Mm.
You have 33% chance of getting this right.
And yet I could still get it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start with you, Waffles.
I said Neil Peart.
That would be incorrect. How about you, Rody?
Now I could lie here.
Yeah.
If I said Neil Peart, I could just lie. It's not like you guys can really even see my sheet, but I did write the name Alex.
Ooh, is it Alex?
Lifeson.
It is not. It's Geddy Lee.
What on earth? Why can't we get these stupid questions?
Okay, here you go. Maybe you guys will get this one. I don't know.
Okay,
Next
sure.
question. Next question. 1 point. Neil Peart was given the academically themed nickname by Rush fan. Oh, sorry. Neil Peart was given this academically themed nickname by his fans. Academically themed.
So it's just like something like the professor.
Like, yeah. Like
It literally is the professor.
Oh, did Rody get it?
We'll give the point to Rody.
Damn. Do you know what's so funny is I want to show you guys. I wrote down guidance counselor because I didn't know. I couldn't think of the professor. Yeah.
The principal. I don't know.
The
I didn't know
janitor.
that.
The lunch lady. Lunch
You
lady
say
Piert.
you didn't know that. You totally knew that.
I didn't.
You and the
most I know
professor,
about-
you're like this.
The only things I know about Rush, I've learned from Trailer Park Boys.
There you go. That's hilarious.
It's the best show.
All right. Here we go. Next question. One more.
Okay.
1 point.
Okay.
In the year 2010, Rush received one of these at 6752 Hollywood Boulevard.
They received one of these.
One of these on 6752 Hollywood Boulevard.
There's so
Yeah,
many
but-
jokes flying through my head right now.
Say one.
I don't
Say
know.
one of
We
them.
could get taken off of YouTube. I'll just say bloody ejaculate. There we go. That's
They
Oh,
received blood.
nice.
All right. What did you put, Waffles? I'm
a
curious here.
standing ovation.
That is, I mean, probably, maybe, but that's not what I'm going for.
I probably am right.
How about you, Rody?
I imagine they got a standing ovation when they got their Hollywood star.
That is correct. They got a star on.
Oh, is that what
Hollywood
you
Boulevard.
gave the address? I feel so
The
stupid
answer
right
was in
now.
the question. The
Yeah.
answer was in the question.
This is Jeopardy. Yeah.
Yep. All right. We only got 3 more.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do this. This one shouldn't be too hard as long as I read it correctly. Here we go. It's a long
Okay.
one. In 2013, the Canadian government honored Rush with a first-class permanent this featuring the iconic Starman Rush logo. It is the equivalent of a forever one of these in the United States.
Pardon that?
Will you please read that one more time?
In 2013, the Canadian government made one of these that features the Starman logo from one of the Rush albums.
Okay.
It was a permanent one of these in Canada, which is equivalent to a forever one of these in the United States. And I was kind of given a hint by doing this. And now it's not the exact shape, but it gives you
well, it moves up and down depending on what's going through it, right?
Yeah.
Dear Lord, that was exciting. Dear goodness, this is the best thing we've ever done.
You'd be surprised how big it can get. Yeah.
The Canadian government made Russia a fucking bumhole.
It has the
but it's a forever one.
It's a forever Starman logo. Yeah.
Very similar to the American bumhole.
Like herpes, it's forever. It's permanent. All right, what you got, Waffles?
So you said it's like America's Forever blank, so I said Forever 21.
Close. How about you?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I said coin.
Ooh, coin is also not correct. It's a stamp, a forever stamp.
Why were you doing this?
I know. I can't make a square with my fingers.
All I could think of was butthole.
Seriously. Well, and you kept doing this.
We know
because I was
we
like,
know this is
why
sign
is
language for Rody now.
Yeah, exactly. But it moves like this. You got to remember that it goes from this to this to this, and then
It's incredibly the elasticity of it. You wouldn't believe.
Mm-hmm. That's what Protest the Hero is all about. Okay, we're ready.
Two more questions. Characters Peter Clavin and Sidney Fife attend an impromptu Rush concert in this 2009 bromance comedy.
Oh! Frig.
I actually know this one. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna hurt myself. Yeah.
All right, we'll start with you, Waffles.
Is it I Love You, Man?
That is correct.
You said it is.
Hey!
All right. I'm guessing what Rody got too. Perfect.
Hey!
All right.
Hey, Rody and Stooge, I love you, man. I have 7 points.
That's good.
What do you have, Rody?
Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, minus 1, 8.
Oh, he's got 8.
Minus
so
1.
If he gets this one wrong and you get it right, it could be a tie.
Whoa, we've never had a tie.
It's the last one.
What do we even do?
Last question.
Okay, ready.
I don't know. We'll try to.
I seriously doubt we'll do a tie.
We'll do a spelling contest if we have to.
Great.
All right, so here we go. The song Tom Sawyer, the Rush song,
yes,
is on this 1998 Adam Sandler movie soundtrack.
1998 Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah, 1998 Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, it's got to be. I know what it is. I think.
Yeah, because I immediately thought I knew what it was, but then I was like, wait, it could be another one.
All right, let's start with Waffles. Let's start with you to see who
I said Billy Madison.
I'm sorry, that's
too
incorrect.
Late?
That's
too early. Probably
too early. It's too early.
Yeah.
And how about you, Rody?
I think it's The Wedding Singer.
It is not The Wedding Singer.
Oh,
either.
That was a great guess.
It's a Waterboy. It's on the Waterboy.
The worst of his movies.
I would not have guessed the Waterboy.
Yeah, it plays the very last game, the second half when he comes back, Bobby Boucher.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
A song to kick it off. So
yeah,
you know, Waffles, you made it a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. So
thank you.
Kudos to you.
Thank you. But Rody still won. Yeah.
You're a loser. Yeah. No, just kidding. It's a joke.
Shocker.
Not a loser.
Everybody wins.
Except for Chris. Fun fact, my dad has never called that song Tom Sawyer. He always calls it Today's Tom Sawyer Gets High on You, but he refuses to call it anything else. So whenever he references that song, he's like, you know that one song by Rush, Today's Tom Sawyer Gets High on You? And it's like, it's just called Tom Sawyer. And he's like, oh, Today's Tom Sawyer Gets High on You. So just a fun little
That is a fun fact.
Fun fact. When you guys meet my dad, it'll be the first thing you mention. Yeah.
We'll have to have Papa Waffles on the show someday.
There you go.
One day I'm gonna come across Rush on the streets of Canada, the cool blistery streets of Canada. I'm gonna say fun fact about your band.
Exactly. because all Canadian bands are gonna live in their own like district. So you'll have your house next to Alexis on Fire and next to Despised Icon, and then
I was over at Silverstein's place the other day.
Exactly, and then Rush just happens to be like the owners of the HOA, and you guys just all get together.
Yeah.
I would give my left testicle to live in that neighborhood personally, but
it's not
the right one.
Truth.
No.
Okay.
The right one's for the Canadian bands.
Okay.
Stooge, that was a fantastic trivia. Thank you.
Oh, no
The
problem.
right one is
Thank
the
you.
producer. That was a great job. Yes, I agree.
Yep. All right, kids, we got a few questions from social media to wrap things up. First off, anybody watching the submitted questions, we thank you very much. We got a lot today, a lot to go through. So if we did not answer your question or not get to your question, we will in a future episode because we got so many. But thank you for everybody that asked. The first one comes from our buddy Rustic Records on Instagram. They said, everyone asks what the one record you'd never get rid of is. Let's flip that around. If you needed money, what's the first record you're selling? Start with Stooge. No, we're going to start with you, and then we'll go.
Okay. So I would say, well, if I was really hard up for money, because normally I wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
If I was hard up for money, I just got the Lakers variant of the new Chili Peppers album.
Yeah.
And that's already selling. Like I paid, I want to say with shipping and everything, it was like $50. That's already selling. Like some have sold for like around 150 already on online. I love the album and everything, but it's just one of those records that just for whatever reason is kind of popular. I just bought it because it was the exclusive one on their website. So I don't have like I'm not like a Lakers fan or anything. So yeah, I would definitely sell that one because it'd be a pretty good ROI, but only if I was hard up for money and it was like, it's either sell this for this much or I don't know,
or not eat.
Diabetic kid doesn't get insulin or something.
Exactly.
Like that, you know? I wouldn't normally sell it.
It's so different in the States.
Yep. Rody, what's your answer for this?
Well, before I give that answer,
go for it.
Like, if you guys ever got healthcare, it would take away the plot of so many movies, right? Like
Seriously.
So many movies are like, my kid's dying in the hospital. I don't have the money. I gotta fucking get a gun and go on a killing spree.
Yeah. What would Breaking Bad even be? Yeah. Breaking Bad would last 10 minutes and it's like, you have cancer. Oh, I'll get help. And then it's over. Yeah.
I guess I don't have to learn how to make friggin' crystal meth.
Yeah. And everyone goes home happy and alive at the end of the day.
Yeah. That's what no one really understood is that Breaking Bad, it's not about a drug dealer. It's about the broken U.S. healthcare system.
Broken healthcare system.
Seriously. We have a literal story that lasted 5 years. A guy that had to become a drug dealer to afford chemo. Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. That's hilarious.
But my answer to this question is kind of shitty.
I'm ready.
So it's one of my own records. We did these very limited runs we did an Indiegogo for our fourth record, Volition, and it had a very limited run. It only went out to people that bought it on Indiegogo, and I have 10 copies of it. A cousin of mine sold one, and he got $200 for it, and I'm pissed about it. So
put the cousin on blast. I love it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, I love him dearly, madly, deeply. But yeah, I would sell those because hopefully it would not only raise my ego and personal value, but I would then have some money in my bank account, which I don't now.
Rad.
So, welcome to the club.
Yeah. You buy a house, you don't get any money.
Amen. If you ever need someone to sell those to, I'd be happy. My favorite Protest the Hero song is off of Volition. So
which one is that?
Mist.
I thought you were gonna say Skies.
Nope, Mist is my favorite Protest the Hero song.
Have you ever been to Newfoundland?
I have not, but I think about it every time I listen to that song, which is pretty much daily. So
honestly, I guarantee you, if you go to St. John is in New Brunswick. St. John's is in
there we go. Thank you for clarifying.
You could find Johnny. Johnny from that song will be there, and he'll be, once you approach him and say, hey, you Johnny, he'll say, you bet your butt I am, bud. And he'll fucking take care of you. He'll scoop you in, he'll cook you up some fried bologna, he'll fucking take you to a kitchen party, he'll listen to someone sing on guitar all night.
It's love that. Beautiful. I love that. In fact, that's why I started the episode by saying, hey, all you Newfoundlanders, because that's...
Oh, I was very confused by that.
Thank you. It's because of that song.
Sitting here going, do they have a significant Newfoundlander following?
Our audience is mainly in Newfoundland. Yeah. No, the music video for that song too is so beautiful. Like seriously. So.
Oh, thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
A lot of fun to do. It was like middle of the summer and it was very cold.
Really? I mean, you guys are wearing like parkas and
winter jackets. Yeah,
yeah.
It's like it's an awesome place. The very seldom experiences summer.
That's crazy. Yeah, describing the States and Canada right now, it is two different worlds separated by nothing, pretty much. But like that and just shipping costs.
Yeah. And what is the border? It's just an invisible line, and our accents are a little different.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I know you listen to propaganda. Is that sentence right there? What is the border? Border's a made-up line.
I made sure to exaggerate my accent while saying it.
I love it. My answer for this question, real quick, just the record I would sell. I adore this band. I love this band very much so. But if I ever did need money, if my child needed insulin, maybe I could just show it like Rody did a quick road trip, is the Coloring Book EP by Glassjaw right there. It's the 3-colored record. Those are incredibly unique and rare. When they first made that record 10 years ago, there's only one of each color variant. So of each colorway, only one exists. And then they did a repress of that. So that's the only second one that exists on the planet of that colorway. So there's only 170 of them. And they're amazing. I adore Glassjaw, but the problem is it's 3 separate pieces of vinyl put together. And so to listen to it, you have to lift the needle onto each song, and then you have to flip the 3 circles. So it's great. I love Glassjaw with my whole heart, but it's more as a pretty display object than a record I enjoy listening to. So if worst came to worst, I would sell that. I already had 2, and I did one in a giveaway. So it's not like I am super dedicated to them.
Glassjaw were always so innovative with everything they did.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, you remember that record that they put out? I think it was Worship and Tribute, where it was just like, it just looked like a record, right? Yep. And the sleeve, you slid it on, and it was just the needle. It was a clear sheet of plastic. Yep. Like, always so fantastic.
In fact, I could pull it out real quick just for anybody that's curious what he's talking about.
Oh, be careful.
Pull out the record.
PG show.
Pull out the record. Freaking bloody ejaculate, I swear.
Pull out your needle. Is this a PG show?
No. This is what Rody's talking about, everybody. Is that the record looks like a record. Like, that was the joke. Yeah.
Now, was that with the actual record? Because on the CD, like, the CD was made to be like a record, and then the slip was just a fucking needle, right?
Yeah, like, Glassjaw's always been so innovative and creative,
but is it like that on the LP?
I don't think so. I think it was just more like a cool picture for the LP. Yeah.
And I had heard that it was actually nominated for a Grammy for artwork. I don't know if that's
true.
I
don't know that.
An unsubstantiated rumor, but I think that it is worthy of it.
Yep, Glassjaw, fantastic band. If anybody's not listening to Glassjaw, please give them a shot. All right, next question comes from our buddy Megan KC on Instagram.
Megan.
How does she spell Megan? Is it just MEGAN?
So she is Meg in KC. MEGIN KC.
She lives in Kansas City.
KC?
Yeah.
Oh, KC. Did you know that the former bassist from The Chariot was the Kansas City Chiefs mascot for a time period?
I had no idea.
Way. No way.
That's serious.
The former bass player of The Chariot was the mascot for the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's correct. Yeah.
What a sentence.
They call him Wolf, and they call him Wolf because of that.
That is so
awesome.
funny.
Yeah.
I did not know this. What an interesting fact.
That is a rumor that I can say is true.
Hell yeah. Also,
confirmed.
Along with Glassjaw, listen to The Chariot, everybody. Great band. Yeah. What is your favorite band from your hometown, is what Meg asks us. Favorite band from your hometown. Rody, would you go first since Stooge went first last time?
Sure.
You can plug your own band.
Yeah, I mean, the only other band, I'm trying to think, like Sum 41 are from a town over. I see their guitarist at the gym quite often. He's the nicest man on earth. But I want to say Chaos. Yeah, no,
no big deal.
It's like no big deal to him. It's such a big deal to
just Rody Walker and the guitarist from Sum 41 go to the same gym. Yeah.
Oh, but fucking not me. Who the fuck gives a shit about me the whole time Dave's in there?
I do.
Oh! But so they're not really from my hometown. But Chaos, I don't know his significance in the United States, but he was very significant in Canada for a time period. He was like a rapper. He did the Crabs in the Bucket. He went to the same high school as me. I don't necessarily like him, But the only person I know.
There you
from
go.
My exact hometown.
Love it. Stooge, do you have a favorite from your hometown?
No, I grew up in like medium-sized town at best.
It doesn't have to be your maybe closest major city. We could do that as well.
So
you're moving the goalposts.
We can move it for you too, Rody. We can do closest major city. Yeah.
So I grew up in California. Can I say Led Zeppelin then? Is that how big the goalpost?
You know what? Why not? There's no rules anymore.
No, if we're gonna
the Beatles, yeah.
Because I'm from Fresno, California. Nothing super crazy or great's ever come out of there. Cher went to high school there for a year before she moved to wherever she moved
That's
to.
big.
But
nothing great's ever come out of there. Cher went to
Cher for a year.
Is that one sentence?
That's like our claim to fame. No, but the closest one, that's probably my favorite, is we're only 2 hours from Bakersfield, California, which is where the band Korn is from. So that would probably be the band I would say is my favorite.
Love it.
Because they were I can't believe I left them out. They were my favorite band for a while.
Yeah,
when I was,
seriously.
like, in middle school.
Yeah.
So Korn.
I got kicked out of a Korn concert once.
Oh,
Did you
what
really?
What did you do?
Yeah, we played the show. We were in high school, and we got a call from our booking agent at the time. And they were like, "Listen, the local opener for the Korn Limp Bizkit show didn't get across the border. We need somebody to open the show." And we were like, "That's hilarious!" Like, we weren't new metal kids at all. We were fucking punk rock kids. We were like, "These are our least favorite bands we've ever heard of at that point." And now. But we were like, fuck, that's crazy. Like, let's do that. So we went, we played half an hour set. We got booed the whole time, and we deserved it. But then we were upstairs, and this girl came up to Tim, and she saw that he was wearing like a little sticky pass that would get him backstage. And she was like, "Can I borrow your pass? I'm actually really good friends with Fred Durst." And I promised him that I'd bring him this joint and we'd smoke it together. And Tim went, "Oh, of course." And he just like gave her his sticky. And then she apparently went into the back and burst into Korn's dressing room and went fucking bananas.
Oh,
and just
no.
going, "Ah!" And then they took the little sticky off her and they were like, "That's the opening band. Go get them." And then the promoter came into our dressing room and he was like, "You guys need to pack up because their security is coming to break your teeth." And we just like packed our shit up and ran away from their security. And
Oh my gosh.
That's insane.
it was pretty cool.
That's insane.
What year was
and
this
then we
again?
So I graduated high school in 2004. It was probably 2000, somewhere between 2001 and 2004. To
Dang,
be vague
son.
about it.
Dude, were you
Yeah.
were you born in 84?
I'm born in 86.
86. Okay. We're about the same age. I was born in 84.
Okay, cool.
I graduated in, I guess it would have been a year earlier. See, that's why I was held back in third grade because I'm stupid. So I graduated in
not
3.
stupid.
Nobody's stupid in third
I
grade.
did the math
Amen.
backwards. I should have graduated earlier. But anyways, okay, cool.
But yeah,
Sorry,
so
a little tangent.
that was pretty cool for me personally. And then we got to go to high school the next day, and a bunch of people were at the concert, and they were like, "What the fuck were you doing on stage at the Korn concert?
That's so crazy.
Why did you guys get booed so hard?"
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine new metal kids not being very kind to Protest the Hero. Yeah.
And we were like skate punk at the time.
Yeah. That's insane. Just to answer this, similar vibe. I don't love them currently, but the Used are from Salt Lake City. And,
yeah.
Yep, they were huge to me growing up. Kind of fell off of their music a while ago, but
that first Used record is incredible, man.
the first 2 albums by the Used are perfect. The Used are not fans of Utah anymore, nor have they ever been. The song "The Taste of Ink" is about the city of Orem, and it is not flattering. But
okay. It's a great song.
A great song, but they don't like Utah. So it's funny because they're from here and they're sort of our only scene band that went anywhere. We don't really have anything besides Chelsea Grin from Utah, but the Used are probably my favorite one. So there you go.
The Used, they don't like Utah just because of the religious element?
There's a lot about it. I've watched interviews with Burt McCracken where he said that there's a lot of hypocrisy that he does not enjoy about specifically the straight edge community in Utah that was not very kind to them, especially in the early days of post-hardcore and like when it was beginning to like blend into the scene world. People were not nice to them. So they'd be playing with hardcore bands or with more like metal bands, and people would be very abusive, not like physically abusive, but mean to the used here in Utah. And then they'd go to other states and people would be nice to them. So I don't know. And they've also just got a lot of problems about growing up. Infamously, they're called the used because they were homeless for a long time and their families are still here, but their families did not enjoy having them as teenagers. So it's a lot of stuff going on. So they all live in other states. Yeah.
They were hurt by Utah.
There you go. Who isn't hurt?
I've never been hurt by Utah. I love it there.
And we love you.
We played shows in like Provo and shit like that, man.
Heck yeah.
We've been around Utah.
Yeah, man.
We've been around Mormons.
That's right. You freaking have. Do the tongue thing one more time.
No, I can't.
Next question comes from Metaphysical Vinyl on Instagram. They asked favorite 80s music and or movie. Stooge, it's your turn to start first. Favorite 80s music and or movie. Or you could do both. Yeah.
Favorite 80s music and or movie.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Is Predator? That's in the 80s, right? I'd say probably Predator.
So. Yeah.
Predator is such a great film.
Fantastic movie.
So that would be the film. Music. I would have to circle back around to that one. I can't think of something off the top of my head right now. You know, Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys.
There you go.
Okay.
Beastie Boys.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Love it. Rody, what's your answer for this? Favorite 80s music and or movie?
Music, first one that comes to mind is Hall & Oates.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Beautiful. Daryl Holland is silky smooth voice. But it's probably actually Descendants.
Hell yeah.
I do like Hall & Oates a lot. Favorite movie has got to be, God damn it. It's every movie in the 80s I love so much. The first one that comes to mind for me is probably The Goonies.
Hell yeah. Great movie.
The best. It's the best, right?
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely fantastic.
And yourself? What about you, Chris?
For me, it's The Cure. No Shock is my favorite.
No Shock
80s.
there, yeah.
No Shock! And then movie is actually Pretty in Pink is one of my favorite movies.
Great movie.
One of the best soundtracks of, my gosh, in existence. And I cry every time I watch it. Plus, Molly Ringwald's really cool in that movie. And what's really quick tangent. I saw a tweet. The younger generation does not understand why she was not like the coolest person in the school in that movie. Because she like made her own clothes and she worked at a record store and she went to clubs. And they're like, I'm sorry, but to me, that's the coolest human I've ever heard of. Why are they mean to her? Anyway.
She didn't play football or was a cheerleader.
Exactly.
Get it? She was an outsider.
They don't get the John Hughes perspective.
Yeah.
Two more questions. And these ones are not music related, but I'm very curious what your answers are. This is from our buddy Shirts versus Spins on Instagram. Go to movie theater snacks.
I'll let Rody go first.
Ooh.
I don't like going to the movies.
You don't like going to the movies?
No, I hate the movies, man. My
Okay.
back hurts in those friggin' chairs. It's all sticky. Everybody's got the coronavirus nowadays. No, I don't know. Probably popcorn. Pretty cool answer.
Yeah. Good work. Love it. Incredible. Timeless, in fact.
But like, what does this person want? They want us to be like M&M's, num-nums, you know? Like, that's the answer. The answer is popcorn. It's like, oh, you're going to watch a movie, you go to movies, get some popcorn. It's a bad question. You know what I mean? It's a bad question.
Oh my gosh. Please don't watch this, Rob. Yeah.
It's a bad question. You reached in the vault and you came up short. I'm so sorry. It's bad.
I'm so glad I asked that. That's hilarious. Stooge, do you have an answer? Because that was pretty bomb.
I'm gonna go with I guess I'll go with Milk Duds. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. So, like, that's a good answer, but like, oh, Milk Duds. Of course, he's gonna have some Milk Duds. Maybe throw in some Sour Patch Kids. You know what I mean? Like, shitty question.
I love this. This is the best response I could have imagined. I'll just say popcorn. I'll just say popcorn, sure, because this is just I couldn't top that. That's amazing. Okay, last question that I'm curious what your thoughts are. This is from Bren PM.
She asked, "You got a mountain to climb right now."
She asked, "Who would win in a fight between Guy Fieri and Papa John himself?"
I gotta go with the master, Fieri himself. I think.
Ooh, okay. So we got one Guy Fieri.
I don't know why people shit on Guy Fieri. He's a great human being, and
people should never shit on him. He's fantastic.
He brings the positivity as well. If you watch, what's it called, Drivers, Diners, and
Drives. Yeah.
He's so nice and does. Yeah. There's a comedian. I can't remember his name. I want to say it's
Ray Romano.
Okay. Not Ray Romano.
Ray Romano.
Anyways, he does a whole skit about how he compares Anthony Bourdain to Guy Fieri and how he thinks Anthony Bourdain's like so pretentious, and Guy Fieri's like you're like go-to chef guy, and like if you guys are in the trenches, Guy Fieri's the one jumping on the grenade to save everybody while
Yeah.
Anyways, that was before Bourdain had passed. Anyways,
hopefully.
I'm 100% for Guy. I love Flavor Town. That's such a great catchphrase. And if I was gonna choose, like, I would totally hang out with Guy Fieri if I got the chance. He's from Vegas too. I lived in Vegas for a while. He's one of like the guys that like Vegas loves and holds to. So
he definitely looks like he's from Vegas. You know what I mean?
With the flame shirt and everything.
Yeah. The fucking bright spiky hair.
Absolutely.
But I do love him.
I'm gonna say Papa John. Not because I prefer him. Rody, no!
You just lost him.
We were doing so good.
Ever.
We were doing so good, and the popcorn question just made the fuse so short. Yeah. So, because it's not like I prefer Papa John, but I think Papa John will win in a fight. Have you guys seen Papa John's TikToks? The man's unhinged. He's crazy. He got fired, and he now makes these just unhinged TikToks where he'll review pizza videos. And they're nuts.
Do you remember why he got fired?
Because the man says naughty words. Not just naughty, incredibly racist words. And did not apologize. But anyway, he's nuts. And so I feel like Guy Fieri would just be like, hey man, let's not fight. And Papa John would have a switchblade and be like, no, let's do it.
I think your reasoning is fucking perfect. It's beautiful. I think, your Guy Fieri would definitely just be like, chill, man.
Yeah.
It sounds like Papa Smurf over here would go fucking
has a gun.
Ball Z.
Yeah, he has a gun. Yeah.
Guy would take him to Flavor Town so hard that Papa would be.
That gave me chills, dude. That was so good.
Yeah.
Take him to Flavor Town right away. Yeah, freaking did.
He would beat him in the fight and then show him how to make a pizza.
Anyway, that is it for Instagram questions. Thank you to everybody that submitted. We are very, very grateful for you. As always, if you follow us on social media, occasionally we'll post the opportunity to ask questions. So follow us there for the opportunity to ask questions. It's great. Really quick before we wrap up, Rody, one question I am curious about personally. What is your favorite Protest the Hero album?
Ooh, good question.
That is a good question.
And Stooge, what's yours? I'm just kidding. Rody, what's your favorite?
It's okay. My favorite is probably I want to say Volition. Honestly, it was a cool moment for us. It was we were thinking about packing it in, and then we fucking did an Indiegogo, and people showed up, and it felt really good, and the whole experience of recording it was just interesting, and I don't know. It just it was a good moment that came out of something that felt like it was over, and so that record will always sort of represent that to me.
Yeah, I love that. Beautiful answer.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah, you had all the support before you even needed to start it, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And like there was support there that we didn't realize was there. So
it
was wonderful.
Yep.
Cool.
Rody,
songs on it fucking suck though, but
shut up. Shut up. Volition had bangers on it. Don't even attempt to step foot in that area right now. Okay. Rody, thank you so much for joining us today. This was amazing. You are so great.
Had a blast.
You're so
you
great.
Guys are awesome.
And
you
also,
guys are great.
just a quick thank you. Protest the Hero is a very large part of my life. Not just because the music is fantastic, but just when I discovered Protest the Hero, it was something I needed so badly. The exact style of music, the lyrics, the singing, everything fit like a puzzle piece in my heart. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get emotional. It fit like a puzzle piece in my heart that I didn't know was missing, and it brought me so much joy. So that is not. I don't just say Protest the Hero is one of my favorite bands because I'm friends with you and because oh my gosh, look how great this is. But seriously, even if I had never met you, even if I had no records, anything like that, Protest the Hero's music means the freaking world to me. So thank you personally for everything that you've done and for the positivity that you put out into the world, because it hasn't like saved my life, but Protest the Hero has very much changed the trajectory of my life. I probably wouldn't be the same Waffles that I would be without Protest the Hero. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, man. I'm very honored and very humbled to hear that. That means a lot to me.
Of course.
Genuinely.
I'm planning on moving in with you as your live-in nanny soon. So
you are welcome to. My son is a handful. He is an asshole. I'm telling you.
Great.
You won't like him. He is crude.
Have you seen Mrs. Doubtfire? Because that's what we're gonna do.
I haven't, but I've heard good things about it.
You haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire, Rody?
No, is it good?
It's a great movie. You should watch it.
I've seen Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh my gosh. Stooge, any last thoughts before we wrap up?
No, just before I don't know, we're gonna give Rody the opportunity to plug any kind of stuff or social medias, but like admittedly, like, you know, I'm not gonna even pretend, but like I don't listen to the genre that you guys are known for the most. So a lot of the exposure I get from Protest the Heroes come from Waffles. But I also wanted to say that, like, yeah, thank you so much, because it's been really cool to talk to you. And I know like it means the world to us. Especially Chris. He won't tell us to you, but he's been nervous with excitement for however long this has been planned for. So you're making a huge difference in, at least, you know, in our lives by being here. So we really appreciate it. And before you plug your stuff, I have watched some of your TikToks on TikTok, and no, like, I love one that you're doing those songs for people. That's really cool that you do that for some of your fans. But also too, like, I Chris said I'm a musician. I'm not. And when you make those videos about how you make music, you know, like I think you just did one not too long ago, maybe last week. Yeah. That stuff's really cool. Like, it's really cool to get like an insight to, like, you know, even though it's like a minute long, you know, just kind of like what you do and stuff like that. So that I just wanted to plug that, because I think that's really cool content that I think that people who enjoy music in general would find fascinating. Just how someone who's got a lot of experience in the music world does their thing with their processes. So I just wanted to plug for you your TikTok. I can't remember the handle right now. Is it what's your TikTok handle?
It's just my name.
It's Rody.
It's just my name, Rody. It's just Rody Walker. Yeah.
Rody Walker. Perfect. So I'll plug it for you. Go follow Rody, because it's not only is it funny, it's also informational, and it's rare that you get both from an account. It's usually one or the other.
Amen.
So
I mean, I don't know how informational it is, honestly. I was just trying to show how little I actually know about what the fuck I'm doing.
No, but it worked. I really enjoyed it. So anyway,
absolutely.
Well, thank you very much.
Rody, is there anything else you want to plug? Tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on my couch most nights with my face painted blue, screaming, "Go Leafs, go! No first round exit this year." Otherwise, you can find me on social medias, man. My name is Rody Walker, Rody, but you can call me Brody if you want to, because that's what a lot of people do, because they've never heard the name Rody before.
I think that's what I literally did when Waffles told me your name.
Oh yeah,
it's okay.
Everybody does it. My real name is James. That's a weird one, huh?
Is it really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's like
well,
a
okay
very
then.
unique name, but when I go by my actual first name, I'm James Walker. The least unique name ever.
You know,
Jimmy Walker.
If you move down to Texas, you could instantly get a job as a lawman.
So good.
You'd be a
Walker, Texas Ranger.
I've been called that a lot as well.
Yeah, awesome. I bet.
And even like, it doesn't even matter if I have the Rody or the James. Like, Rody's my middle name. That's just, I've always gone by it. But when I was in primary school, people go, "No, Rody Walker, Texas Ranger." It's everyone with the name Walker. And you know what? I love it. I still love it now. I'm not insulted by it in any way, and it never gets old. I don't mean that facetiously in any way. I genuinely believe that never gets old. Chuck Norris is God.
Chuck Norris and Reba McEntire made their way onto the podcast today, and thank heavens they
you
did,
want to talk
because
about the
they're
burning
gods.
bush? You want to talk about the burning bush? Talk to Reba. Okay? I
Dear
kneel.
Lord.
I pray at the altar.
Love it.
Sorry, Reba.
That was so good. That was so
He
good.
just apologized to Reba.
She watches the show, so
Yeah,
thank
it's a
heavens
good
he does.
thing.
Yeah.
Reba's got her nose to the grindstone, you know.
Amen.
She'll hear.
Amen. She will. All right, kids. Anything else you want to say before we finish up today?
That's it. Thank you, Rody.
Yeah, let's go on another tangent.
Close it out, Waffles. Close it out.
Thank you again, Rody, for joining us. This was absolutely fantastic. As always, you can find us on social media. We are Deadwax Show, or we're just Deadwax on TikTok and Deadwax Show on Instagram. And please follow us there. It's fantastic. And we post a lot of our dumb comments and stuff and memes and stuff. And also follow us on YouTube as well as Spotify, so you can see when we post new episodes. Gentlemen, as always, we're very grateful. And you guys better get out of the groove and get into the Deadwax. Goodbye, everybody!